Hey mi gente, it's Julian Steve. You already know my name, but if you're new here, hey. Today we're going to be on a positive note. We're going to talk about 4 Black American, aka African American musicians who have became mainstream after collaborating with huge artists within their careers, like within the beginning spans of their careers. Okay, mi gente. Okay. We're going to start now. If you saw the thumbnail, obviously, you already know who I'm going to be talking about in this video, and I'm going to do this in order. It's going to be Jay-Z, Kendrick Lamar, SZA, then Megan Thee Stallion. Okay? Okay. Another thing, some people may think that these celebrities were mainstream from the beginning, and not exactly, and I'm going to explain a bit more of my opinion while also giving examples that make sense. The first person we're going to be talking about is Jay-Z, and Jay-Z has been rapping since the 1980s, and he began to get recognition in the 1990s, and his debut album, Reasonable Doubt, was a top 20 hit on the Billboard 200 charts, but he did have some type of popularity, but it wasn't as big as within the coming years. This one specific hit that he had made him become a mega star, and that is his song with Mariah Carey, which is called Heartbreaker. It came out in 1999.
No, answer the phone, tattoo her arm. That's when I gotta send her back to her mom. She called me Heartbreaker. When we apart, it make.
And this song was Jay-Z's first #1 single. I'm not sure what #1 this was for Mariah Carey, but I do know for Jay-Z, this was his first U.S. #1 single on the Billboard Hot 100 charts. And because of the success of Heartbreaker, Jay-Z became more mainstream as a rapper. And I'm not trying to discredit Jay-Z. We all know, I'm not sure if you all hear Jay-Z's music, but if you did not know, I'm a huge Jay-Z fan. I know it's kind of gross I'm saying this because he is, I guess, not contributing much with his wealth to his own community in Marcy projects. I understand that. I don't agree with him, not sharing his wealth. I do not agree on that. However, I cannot deny that Jay-Z is a talented rapper. I cannot deny that Jay-Z kind of when I think of a rapper who I guess I would say has some similarities, I would just a bit with Jay-Z. We both have features, if you know what I'm talking about. And features that usually people try to critique and throw in our faces as if it's a bad thing, but it's really not a bad thing. And I guess because of that, and of course, like I said, Jay-Z is very talented as a rapper, and I really enjoy his music. I just have to admit that he's talented. And sure, his verse on Heartbreaker was very good. Even a bunch of critics, they were giving positive feedback about his rap skills. I don't want to make it sound like, oh, Jay-Z is not talented, or Jay-Z wasn't as talented before he ended up collaborating with Mariah Carey. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is, because of him having that #1 hit, he ended up having 3 more #1 hits and numerous top 10 singles on the Billboard Hot 100. And that is a huge feat, especially for a rapper. Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar is a rapper too. And I'm a big fan of Kendrick Lamar's too. I even made a video about him, which you should watch it after this video. And Kendrick Lamar, I'm not going to say he was a small artist too. And as a matter of fact, his debut album, well, second album, because his first debut album, and didn't perform as well in comparison to Good Kid, Mad City. Good Kid, Mad City came out in 2013, and it was a top 10 hit on the Billboard 200 charts. I think it debuted at number 2. And this album was highly acclaimed, and of course Kendrick Lamar had top 40 singles, which is a good thing for an album, specifically for a second project of a rapper's. Compared to the follow-ups, this is probably the least popular album when it comes to singles. And this is when his 2015 collaboration with Taylor Swift comes into play. In 2015, Kendrick Lamar collaborated with Taylor Swift in Bad Blood remix.
Hey, I can't take it back. Look where I'm at. We was OG like DOC, remember that?
And this song was a huge success. I believe it debuted at number 1 with the feature of Kendrick Lamar. And then the song, I believe it was in the Billboard Hot 100 for a long, I don't want to be too dramatic, but like it was for a decent amount of time. And because of that, Kendrick Lamar became more mainstream as a rapper. Like I said with Jay-Z, the same thing goes for Kendrick Lamar. He's a talented rapper. He didn't really need Taylor Swift entirely to get mainstream. However, we have to admit, with him collaborating with Taylor Swift, Kendrick Lamar had a broader audience, specifically with white people. And because of that, Kendrick Lamar is where he's at now. Of course, Kendrick Lamar was already big before he collaborated with Taylor Swift, but we have to admit that with his collaboration with Taylor Swift on Bad Blood, it made him a global phenomenon. And when you see the singles for the follow-ups of his works, you're gonna be like, yeah, I see what you're talking about, Julian. Recently, Taylor Swift released her remake of 1989, and she asked Kendrick Lamar to be featured on the re-recorded version of Bad Blood remix. So it's clear that they still have a tight bond because, I mean, who wouldn't? Especially with someone who helped pave the way for your career. So that's nice for, I guess, Kendrick. Well, Taylor and Kendrick, because that also benefits her, but that's nice for Kendrick. Up next is SZA. SZA wasn't as mainstream at the beginning as well because she had a debut album that came out in 2017. She released Central, and this album did pretty well. I think it debuted at number 3 on the Billboard 200 charts. This album did have 2 top 40 singles on the US Hot 100, but it didn't have no top 10s. This is when SZA started to get more recognition for her work as an artist. Her 2019, I believe, collaboration with Maroon 5 made her become the megastar that she is today. That song is What Lovers Do. What Lovers Do is a song by Maroon 5. SZA is featured on it. The song ended up on the US Hot 100 at number 9, and this became SZA's first top 10 single in the United States, and it also became her first hit in the United States, like a major hit, crossing to the pop genre. And this was a big feat for SZA because SZA ended up gathering more people, more of a broader audience, because Maroon 5 is Maroon 5. And because of that impact, that helped pave the way for SZA to be, of course, more mainstream as to how she is now. And like I said before about Jay-Z and Kendrick Lamar, the same thing applies to SZA. SZA is a talented artist. She could have gotten mainstream within her own right, but her collaborating with Maroon 5 helped to push her to where she's at now as an artist. I do want to say something because people were critiquing her vocal range when she was performing with Maroon 5 on the Jimmy Fallon show.
Know better.
Are we too grown for games? Are we too grown to mess around? And ooh, and I can't wait.
I personally love this performance, and it's because, in my opinion, I like the way SZA sing. Of course, people have their own critiques. They don't like how SZA sings, either in recordings, live, or both. People have their critiques. One thing you cannot deny about SZA is that SZA is a great writer, and she's a great person when it comes to understanding a story and also singing in cursive, because I know people been making this inside joke about SZA singing in cursive. For the most part, I always understood everything that SZA says in her music. Of course, there were certain songs where I'm like, SZA, what did you just say? But you know, it's normal. We're debatable, because I know some people sing in cursive because it's a style, and it's because, I guess in this case, that's SZA's style, and maybe because it's more easier for her to sing. Because I did hear that certain artists have to pronounce certain words differently when they sing a song, because it's more easier to dictate and it's more easier to pronunciate and sing. Maybe I gotta look more into it, but that's for what I know, and I just wanted to say that right now. I do want to say another thing before we move on. I remembered when What Lovers Do came out, and then a few racist people were commenting on the video, talking about, oh, that this video is not gonna get over 500 to 1 billion views because there's a black woman in the video, and they were referring to SZA. That was so disgusting. I wish I had the screenshot, but I do not, because one, I did not screenshot everything that I seen back then. Two, I personally don't want to see or remember racist things on the internet, so I don't have the proof, but you guys have to believe me that I did saw that comment or comments before. And it's just ridiculous how racist people can be and ignorant. And I think the video has a lot of views by now. I'm not sure because I'm filming this and I haven't checked the video views as of now. But even if it didn't pass that amount, who cares? And it's a top 10 hit either way, so... Finally is Megan Thee Stallion. Her situation makes even more sense, and I'm going to explain why. So Megan became more mainstream around 2019, and then basically she kind of like, I guess, found a way to connect with Nicki Minaj, and then Ty Dolla $ign ended up joining the song. That song is Hot Girl Summer.
Look, handle me? Who gon' handle me? Thinking he's a player, he's a member on the team. He put in all that work, he wanna be.
And Hot Girl Summer came out in 2019. And this song was Megan's highest charting songs at that moment. I believe it debuted at number 11 on the US Hot 100. I also believe Hot Girl Summer is her most viewed music video as of now. Megan has released a bunch of projects, which includes extended plays, mixtapes, and her 2 albums, Good News and Traumazine. If you see Megan Thee Stallion's chart records, specifically when it comes to the singles, she has been doing pretty well. And then she also has 3 US #1 singles, with her most recent one being Hiss. And that makes me very happy for Megan Thee Stallion, because this song is very good. I highly recommend people to hear it, but also because it's sad to see when people you look up to end up becoming your biggest haters. No offense to Nicki Minaj, but that's the vibe I'm getting. That she definitely does not like Megan. I know people want to defend Nicki Minaj, but in my personal opinion, why? Yeah, it's very sad, but sometimes I guess things happen between people, and then you end up falling out to the point where you're going to just, I guess, beef. Yeah, Nicki has been pushing it, in my opinion. And then her diss song, Bigfoot, is an embarrassment to New Yorkers. I was very embarrassed. But yeah, happy for Megan, very happy for her. Concluding statement and the outro of this video. As much as I love to give credit when credit is due to these amazing, talented Black American entertainers, we do have to admit, when you collaborate with people, you do get a push. When you collaborate with artists, you do get a push with their audience, or even audiences that may never want to hear from these artists before. Like the artists that are bigger than the artists that are featured. But once they realize, oh hey, they both match up together, they end up wanting to hear their music too. And I feel like that's the case when it comes to Jay-Z and Mariah Carey, Kendrick Lamar and Taylor Swift, Maroon 5 and SZA, Megan Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj, and Ty Dolla $ign. Regardless of the field that you're in, you're going to have to be working with people. And I do think when you work with people, you have to take advantage of your collaborations with them. Of course, some people, you know, business is business. And some people, you could actually build attachments to them, obviously not in a toxic way, but more like in a working environment way. Like in my situation where I collaborate with numerous creators on YouTube, we ended up building bonds that make us want to connect with each other still, share each other's work, and talk occasionally here or there. And that's very good. I feel like more people need to do that. Because when you collaborate with people, you could end up making your own projects better. Of course, some people, they have some type of sentimental value when it comes to their works. So it's harder for them to do that. Or some people feel like certain collaborations do not work for them or their business. So it's harder for them to be like, okay, I need to collaborate with these people. So I think it's a nuanced topic. But now that I'm ending it here, I feel like collaborations do benefit. Thank you so much if you made it this far in this video. I appreciate you. Be sure to like this video, comment, share, and subscribe if you're new here. Sorry for my birds in the background. They keep chirping for who knows what. If you haven't checked out the previous videos, please check them out. I would appreciate it. And if you haven't checked out the YouTube shorts, check those out too. Okay, mi gente. Okay, mi gente. Okay. Thank you. Happy Black History Month. And